Hope everyone's doing good. It's been a little while since I made a video, so I figured I'd come out here and make one. Um, Shouts out to all the usuals, Mozio21, Gmail for Life, Replica Pro Wrestling, ATH the Great, Robert Halley, Chad Smith, all my fellow admins on CBU, Seneca V, Local 13159, Danny Galvez, out of Game HHH, and the entire belt community. So I'll make a video right quick. You know, my boy ATH the Great made a video. It's been about maybe a month ago now, a few weeks. He made a video about the belt hobby, and I just wanted to touch a little bit on what he said, and touch a little bit about my thoughts on what he said and what have you, and just overall my personal take on this belt hobby. He touched on the fact that first off, you gotta have respect, and that is the honest truth. Respect takes you a long way, not just in this hobby, but in life too. To get certain belts that you want, especially those ones that are very popular and people all want to get their hands on, you gotta have respect. And the reason for that is, people, to have the belts that I have, look at my back here, you don't get them overnight. This is a hobby that takes a long time to build, because I'm sure none of us are rich and have $1 million. So you gotta build your reputation. You gotta earn respect. That's the key term: earn respect. And my number one thing that I've always said about this hobby, and one thing I've learned, and Athens made clear mention to it, and I'll say it again: you have to pay to play. You have to pay to play. You're going to get anything in this world by lowballing and scamming, and you may get away with, to be honest, yeah, you may get away with one time, 2 times, but trust me, eventually it's going to catch up with you. Alright? Another thing I touched on was lowballing, and I made a video on lowballing, myself, that, if you want a certain belt, if you things like rare belts like a WWF Smoking Skull, this one's re-leathered, of course. You gotta have some money. You gotta bring up the cash, and you can't be lowballing people. Like I said, beating people for their shit. You don't get like things like this by lowballing people or trying to beat someone for their stuff. Like I said, so. Again, you gotta pay to play. That's just it. And that goes with the hobby, that goes with anything in life. You want something, you gotta be willing to pay for it. Alright? Now, like Athens said also, you may luck up, and I found a few deals in my time in this hobby, but that goes along the lines with respect. You gotta have a reputation where people are earn you earn people's trust, where they say, you know what, man, I'm gonna hook him up because he's cool. And he's a respectful guy. Basically in this hobby, that's what it's come back down to. It is respect. You gotta have respect for the hobby. You gotta do your research, so that you understand what you're getting. You understand what you're buying. And that's pretty much my. That's what it takes right there. Do you get belts like this, or big Lobo V2, Restone, re-leathered spinner, and whatever other belts like that. Again, my thing is, these belts don't come overnight. It takes time, it takes money, it takes a lot of effort to get these. You may luck out into maybe a few trades, something maybe you got something that somebody wants, and they got something you want. You may luck out, But my thing about this hobby is, it takes time. And it takes research. It takes building connections with the right people, building friendships, if you will. Think about it. The guys like Jose, Nelson, George, Athens, and all my fellow admins that I speak to. Other guys even like Seneca V, freaking Local 13159, Juan. and all these guys have built relationships throughout the years. Um, we've never met in person. Some, maybe a few of them have, maybe, but I know for me being on Hawaii, it's hard for me to even get out to the mainland. So I mean that's it right there. We've never met in person, yet still, like with Jose, for example, we've done hundreds of deals. Countless. Sometimes we don't even talk about it on CBU or whatnot. A lot of times we'll make deals just on our own because we have that trust. Athens, ATH Great is another guy. I've sold him several belts. In his video, you saw his rated R spinner. I hooked him up with that. Right. And again, it goes along the lines of respect, where Athens is a cool guy, always been, and I made something happen for him. George, he's always had knowledge on belts from a long time, and he was one of those guys that is always willing to help out wherever he can. He's a busy guy too. He's engaged. He's gonna get married soon, but he's always on CBU doing his thing. He's always helping wherever he can. But these are the kind of guys you meet along the way, and those are the kind of guys you gotta meet in order to really make a name for yourself in this hobby. And like I said, I mean, Jose touched on it. George touched on it. We've all have. We ain't gods in this hobby. We're not. We're just normal, everyday, average Joe guys trying to make things a little bit better. There are guys out there who, like I said, they have a big head, think they know all their shit, and that's the other thing too is respect, integrity, humility. Those things will take you a long way. All right. So I just want to touch on that real quick. On this hobby. Like I said, it's been a long time since I made a video. So I want to just come out and just talk a little bit. What else did Athens touch on? Yeah, he talked about again the issues with bootlegs versus real belts. I've had both. I got a real big gold. I got a real a bootleg big eagle. I got belts like that. I got a lot of belts that are re-leathered. And that's another thing too. And I'll touch on that real quick also. That's re-leathering. Now I'm not a re-leather guy. I never was, and I probably never will be. My thing about these re-leather people, guys like Chad and a few others, they're doing their thing. They're learning and whatnot, and they're picking up a skill that guys like Lucky Hands, Mrs. B, Dan, all these other guys have done for years. Regardless of who you choose to leather your belts or whatnot, yes, it's important to do your research. But my thing is, you also, if you do research, my thing is, it's not just about price, but do research on the guys that are reliable in turnaround times, reliable in communication, reliable in just who they are as a person. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. And I've had pretty much straps from everybody, from Mrs. B, Dan, Lucky Hands, my boy Chad. I've had a lot of guys straps, and I can tell you that at least 90% of them, I'm talking about overall pool, not just a few people here, but overall, they all do good work. They all are outstanding at what they do. Some have had more experience than others. Guys like Scott, the Lucky Hands, Dan and whatnot. They've had tons of experience and do it very well. They know what they're doing. So when people make mention to do their research, that's just my take on quote doing your research. Not just again, that's not the price, but quality. And to me, a big issue is turnaround time. That's my biggest pet peeve about setting a belt to re-leather. Turnaround time sometimes is a long wait. I understand that if you want a quality belt, you gotta wait a little bit. That's fine. But there are guys who have had sent belts. I got no names, but there are guys who have been sent belts out to individuals, and their belts won't come back to them for almost a year. My boy Seneca V sent out his big eagle to get re-leathered, and he didn't see it till 1 year later. God truth. If you scroll onto my videos, you notice the story with my smoking skull here. It was definitely one of my favorite belts ever. I sent it out to get hooked up, and I didn't see it for 9 months. I made a video about that, how I feel. Check it out if you wish. So, re-leathering, restoning, that's another thing. Like I said, everybody does work differently. My person that I would trust to restore my belts is my boy ATH the Great. He has my big logo V2 right now. Can't wait to get it back. He does kick-ass work. But unfortunately, I have that. And you got somebody that you can trust, that does good work, and somebody that you know won't fuck you over. And that's another thing. Again, I stress it, but it's not like I can't stress it enough. Is about meeting good people, building good connections and relationships with individuals, and I mean that's really it about this hobby. That's the bottom line. If you really want to sum up this hobby in a nutshell, to get the belts that you want, good relationships, good connection. You need to have respect, integrity, and humility. You got those things, you'll pretty much find what you want. Because guys like guys like Jose or Nelson and George, these guys have looked out for me since I started. When the whole Austin Bean fiasco went down, guys like Nelson, George, Jose, Juan, Seneca V, all these guys, they came. They backed me up, especially Jose. When I told him what happened, I mean, we're the two guys that this guy doesn't like. We're addressing that individual, So, like I said, in a nutshell, that's the hobby. If you really want to be successful at it, that's what you got to do. So, and of course, like I said, you got to come up with some money for this thing, because, like I said, this is not a $100, $200 hobby where you can get a belt for $200 all the time. No. If you want a belt that's got some work on it, like leather jobs, maybe it's restoning, it's like a spinner or a network logo, big logo, gotta come up with some cash. Cash, again, cash, respect, humility, all that stuff. That's what it takes to be successful in this hobby. Alright, so I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, maybe I'll cut a little bit of promo right quick. I do have a couple of belts for sale right now. My WWE US. 1 minute. The WWE US, it's on CBU right now. $275 shipped. It's available. If you're on YouTube as well, hit me up. I'll message you back. If you're a boxing fan, actually you saw my last video, if you're a boxing fan, this belt is for sale. WBA replica, alright. I'm a boxing fan myself, but unfortunately for me, there's other moves I want to make, and to make those moves happen, I gotta sell, make some sacrifices, and that's how we say about this hobby. Sometimes you're gonna have to, sacrifice a little bit to get something better, and sometimes you gotta do that. Okay, so those two belts are for sale. I got a few knickknacks on sale on CBU as well. Check it out. Join the Facebook page. If you have any questions, PM me on PM me on Facebook, PM me on YouTube, whatever it takes to get in contact with me. Facebook is the best option. Todd Matsuoka. Check it out. I have two profiles. One's my personal profile. One's my CBU profile. So if you're rejected on one, check the other one out. Yeah, there is some moves coming in the future. As I said, Athens has my big logo V2. I'll make a video of that when I get it back. Jose and myself are trying to ironing out a few things, but we'll probably have a deal going out real soon. I'm in a couple of deals with other people out there, so I'll also get a few knickknacks in between as well. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video. If I ranted the Raven, jumped over little places, I apologize, but I think you got the gist of what I was trying to say about this hobby. Any questions, again, PM me. Comment, rate, share, subscribe. Again, once again, check out Championship of Universe on Facebook. It's a good group. We got over 2,100 members now. But again, remember, it's not about the membership, the amount of membership. It's just strictly about the quality of the group. Sometimes it's called into question because of some people, but overall, it's a good group. Go ahead and join the Facebook page. Just don't be a troll because you will not last very long. All right. Anyway, comment, share, subscribe. You have a good one. Catch you all later. Peace.